Okay, you guys, we're now going to take a look at exercise 6-8 in the video here for chapter 6. And then your homework exercise will be exercise 6-7. These were the two that were similar from this chapter, so I thought we'd take a look at these. Calculating, this is on exercise 6-8 is on page 336. Calculating unit cost with some units lost in production, which can be common. It's a Klein Sisters Products Incorporated manufactures a liquid product in one department. Due to the nature of the product and the process, units are regularly lost at the beginning of production. Materials and conversion costs, remember we call direct labor and factory overhead conversion costs because it takes both direct labor and factory overhead to convert raw materials into finished goods. So materials and conversion costs are added evenly throughout the process. The following summaries were prepared for March. Okay, and given this information, they want us to calculate the unit cost for materials, labor, and factory overhead for March, and show the cost of the units transferred and in process. Okay, so we have a form here for doing this. Cost of production for the month. Well, for materials, we have $154,000. For labor, $48,000. And for factory overhead, $26,500. And we'll sum those up to get total cost to be accounted for. $228,500. All right, next we want the unit cost for the month, or excuse me, the unit output for the month. Units finished and transferred during the month. 9,000 there, finished and transferred to the stockroom. 9,000 units. Equivalent units of work in process. Well, at the end of the month in work in process, we had 2,000 units, but they were all half complete. So we'll multiply times 0.5. So we have 1,000 equivalent units in work in process. We'll sum those two, get a total of 10,000 units. That's our unit output for the month. Okay, to get our unit cost for the month, we'll take our cost for materials, 154,000, and divide by the 10,000 units. Or I'll just hit this number here. So that's $15.40. For labor, it would be our labor cost divided by the 10,000 units, $480. And then for factory overhead, cost us $26,500 divided by the 10,000 units. Our per unit cost on overhead is $2.65. Now we'll sum those, and we get $22.85. Now you could check that one. Should also get $22.85 if you say total cost to be accounted for divided by the total units. $22.85 either way. That's just a little check that I like to do. Okay, cost of goods finished and transferred. Well, the goods finished and transferred were 9,000 times our cost each, $22.85, gets us $205,650. Cost of work in process at the end of the month. Well, our equivalent units there were 1,000 times our per unit cost for materials, $15.40. For labor, still 1,000 equivalent units times our labor cost of $4.80. And then 1,000 equivalent units on factory overhead times our $2.65 cost there. All right, and we will sum those costs here. And then we'll add together cost of goods finished and transferred plus cost of work in process at the end of the month. and that gives us 228,500. Total production cost we accounted for, which matches our number back up here. Two ways of coming to the same one. If you don't have any problems with this one, you guys working along with me, I don't think you'll have any trouble with the homework exercise 6-7 either. Thanks a lot.